Hey guys, so the other day I was checking my emails, and you know how there's like a little bar on the side and all these different advertisements will pop in, and you'll kind of, it's like a little distraction. So I'm like, okay, this cute little teal bag popped in, and it was a particular brand, and I'm like, what is this all about? What is this all about? So of course I clicked onto it, and I was astonished at the price tag. I'm serious. I was astonished at the price tag. Um, the bag was called a cat scan, a calf scan. It was called a calf scan monogram speedy, a calf scan monogram speedy, and the cost was $11,995. Okay, $11,995. For goodness sakes, it's just a handbag. And for anyone that's a millionaire or a billionaire, they wouldn't have blinked. They wouldn't have blinked. But for someone like myself, I blinked a whole bunch of times. And I'm going to be quite honest. I'm going to be quite honest. Even if I had that type of money, I would not see myself buying a purse for that amount of money when I can kind of think about what else I could do with that money, you know? And really, it really got me thinking. It really got me to think, how many families could one feed with that amount of money? It got me thinking about that. So I have it broken down here. The cost of food per family. So the average monthly cost of groceries for a family in the United States can range from $700 to $1,300, depending on the dietary habits, location, and meal choices. Okay, $700 to $1,300 right there. So for a single meal, a basic meal could cost around $10 per family. 10 per family, okay? So, with the $11,995, you could feed approximately 1,199 families. 1,199 families, instead of just purchasing one handbag for $11,995, okay? So for a week of groceries at $150 per family per week, you could feed around 80 families for 1 week. 80 families for 1 week, as opposed to buying that one handbag, okay? Um, for a month of groceries at $800 per family per month, you could feed approximately 15 families for a month. Yeah. So look at all the good you could do for all these different families, as opposed to carrying this particular brand bag on your shoulders. Now, it's one thing if you can afford that. If you can afford that, that's great. That's good. That's good. But for those who can't afford it, I do believe that you would feel something closer out of the heart when you do for someone else. Now, some people can afford to purchase that handbag and do for others. They can still donate for others. So just something to think about. But then it just got me to thinking, when is too much when you start, thinking about luxury items? When is too much just too much? And recognizing the limits on material spending. So here are some key points. So first, spending on luxury items should never jeopardize our ability to meet basic needs. We want to save for the future and pay down debts. So remember, your the luxury items should never jeopardize your basic needs: paying your rent, your mortgage, your insurance, placing food on the table, making sure your kids are, have clothes, the right type of shoes, that they can go to activities. that type of thing. Um, Emotional spending is a red flag. Buying items to impress others, cope with emotions, I've done that before, or feel a void can spiral into unhealthy financial habits. I've been in a situation before where I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling a little blue today. I'm going to go to the mall and lift my spirits. Girl, you better learn how to put your feelings in a journal. That's what I do now. But before, yeah, I would go and do that old crazy spending. 2 3 days later, you're like, you know what, I could have kept that $150 $200 or whatever that amount is. I know for me, when I get paid, I limit myself. My limit is $100 to $125. I really try to stay at that 100 mark. And I know you guys are like, $100, that's it. Well, when I think about it, for me, I have everything I need at home. I have all my entertainment at home. I have roller skates. I have I have Netflix if I want to look at a movie or something. I have books. I have food in the refrigerator. I have free pavement. I can go outside and walk. I have a car. I can go to the park or something. So there are things I can do for free. So I don't have to be out there in those streets just throwing my money away. Now every now and then I may want to meet up with a girlfriend or girlfriends and have lunch, but I'm even going to put a limit on that. I'm not spending more than $20 for lunch. I know y'all like, is she for real? I am dead serious. Now for dinner, I might spend a little bit more. And now that does not include the tip because, I do believe in tipping. But yeah, I'm not just going to be out here just throwing my money away just crazy. Yeah, as you get older, you get wiser, or you should anyway. You should anyway. So yeah, you want to reflect on the motivations behind each purchase. Why are you buying this? Are you buying this because it's a necessity? Or if you're treating yourself, can you really afford it? What is your limit? And know what else I found out? If you can delay yourself for a couple of weeks, you can go back maybe 3 4 weeks, 5 weeks later, and that same item is now 25% off, 30% off, in some cases 50% off. And you're like, you know what? I'm glad I waited. Yeah, so long-term goals versus short-term gratifications. Excessive spending on material things can derail savings for bigger dreams like owning a home, traveling, or retirement. It's a lot of you guys out there say you want to have your first home. You can't get to the first home if you're constantly spending. You got to pull back. You got to pull back. Some of us like to go on nice vacations. I know I do. I like a nice vacation, 2 3 times a year, but it doesn't have to be really expensive, like, or maybe a nice expensive vacation once a year. But then, little small trips throughout the year. But just nothing that's just gonna put us in a place where we can't eat, or we got to charge everything, so now we're burdened down by bank statements coming in. So you need to plan that stuff out. Plan it out. You can do anything you really want to do once you put your mind to it. Some action steps. You want to create clear budgets with specific percentages allocated for discretionary spendings. Tools like Mint, or there are different tools out there can help you, put a budget in place. I love this next action step: adopt the 30-day rule, delay impulse spending, which I kind of talked a little bit about that. If you still feel the need for an item after the waiting period, revisit and see whether or not it fits into your budget. So yeah, just don't buy it right then. And this is another big one. Focus on quality over quantity. If you're going to buy something nice, something that has some substance to it, something that is going to last over time. I talked about the fact that, I was a purse snob. Well, I still am. But I'm not buying purses. I'm done with that. I have enough purses in my closet. Trust me. But yeah, but I love a Dooney. I love a Dooney and Burke. I love the wallets. I love the material is solid. It's and I love the fact that if anything goes wrong, you can ship that Dooney right back to the manufacturer. They're gonna fix it and send it back to you. I love that. I love that about them. And it's full leather. It's not this cheap stuff or whatever. If you're going to spend your money on something, let it be quality over quantity. You're going to get you some nice shoes that you can have for, down the line. You're going to get yourself a couple of nice blazers, nice slacks, nice blouses, something that can hold up. You don't want to get something that's going to be so cheap that as soon as you wash it, the threads just start falling apart. It's a time and a place for all of that stuff. Maybe you just want something to lounge around in the house. You work from home, like I do. I might have, a couple of cheap items that I just throw on just to be on, around the house. But when I'm going out, I want something nice, something of substance, something that's nice and fitting. That's going to look really, nice. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. We all work hard. We work hard. So we want to make sure we're putting our money where we can see it. But yeah, so this just really got me to thinking, how much is too much and what are we doing with our money? And we just really need to be mindful about it. That's all. So I hope that you got something out of these little nuggets here. And until next time, continue to grow and glow in the Lord. Bye.